One night, this mom decides that the family's golden retriever shouldn't eat alone. So on this night, when everyone sat down for dinner, she put the dog in one of the chairs, and she put the dog's bowl in front of the dog. Then when the rest of her family sat down, she put dog bowls in front of them. Okay, here is your bowls tonight. I'm gonna fill them up in just a second. These are dog bowls. I know, I figured Chewy here must get sad eating by himself all the time. And he probably hates that he eats out of a metal bowl and we eat off of nice plates. So from now on, we are also eating out of metal bowls. And she fills the family's bowls with spaghetti. Now everybody's sitting at the table, including the dog. The dog is eating dog food out of his bowl and the family is eating spaghetti out of their bowl. However, no forks, you guys. We're eating with our mouths and we're gonna lick the bowl clean when we're done. Are you shit? Sweetheart, are you alright? I'm fine. Eat! They all go along with it. The sound of everyone lapping up spaghetti and licking the bowl clean when they were done. The mom made everyone do this for the rest of the week. But then, the family had an intervention for her. What is this? Sit down, sweetheart. We have to have a talk. And after that, she finally stopped. Water's a reward. You don't just get it because you're thirsty. This house is a desert. At this house, water wasn't a right. It was a privilege. Every day after school, this kid had the same rule. No exceptions. Drop your backpack, sit at the table, and do your homework. No TV, no snacks, no water. His mom would say it every day. Water is a reward, not a right. Well, one day he gets home absolutely dying of thirst. He makes a quiet move towards the kitchen. He almost reaches the faucet. Don't even think about it. She's already standing there, arms crossed. Homework first. So he's at the kitchen table, math textbook open, mouth dry as sandpaper, watching the faucet drip, drip, drip. He finishes his homework, he gives it to her. Messy work. Do it again. Bro almost passed out right there. When he finally earned a glass of water, she handed it to him like a prize at a carnival. Here's your water. You did really good. The next day at school, he took extra water fountain breaks because he never knew how his mom would act when he got home from school. Teacher's at her desk, quiet, peaceful. She pulls out her phone for a second. She's just checking something. One kid looks up and says, "Miss, can I ask you something?" Sure. I don't mean this in a bad way, but uh-oh. Everyone turns their heads. But you seem like the kind of person who would play Candy Crush. I what? Yeah, like no offense, it's just your vibe. My vibe? Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could see you at an airport playing Candy Crush with the volume all the way up. Yeah, she's totally a lives refilled in 5 minutes kind of girl. Do you spend money on power-ups, miss? She definitely pays for more lives, I bet. Enough, guys. Back to reading, please. The thing is, those kids were 100% right. She definitely played Candy Crush every single night, and she definitely paid for more lives. For the rest of the year, they called her Miss Candy Crush. That's hilarious. One day, a first grader says, "My dad's in prison." Everybody in the class goes quiet. The teacher doesn't know what to say. She just says, "Thank you for sharing." By the end of the day, every parent group chat was lighting up. People are talking, they're speculating. And one mom reaches out to this kid's mother. She said, "My husband's also incarcerated. Maybe we should grab some coffee sometime. Us prison wives gotta stick together, don't we?" The mom's confused, like, what? And here's the thing, her husband is not in prison. He just works there. He's one of the guards. The next morning, she tells her son to go to school and clear this all up. So he does. In the middle of class, he stands up. "I have an announcement to make. My dad's not in prison. He just guards the people that live there." Okay, thank you for sharing. School dismissal was chaos. Cars inching forward, teachers waving clipboard, kids swarming everywhere. One mom pulls into the line and then she gets out of her car to look for her kid. Mucus! Mucus! She leaves the door open and the engine running. No big deal, right? Well, except she didn't put the car in park. So the car just starts rolling. Ma'am! Oh my god! The thing is, she was in front of the line, and in front of her car was a kind of hill. So the car began picking up speed fast. Oh my god! Whose car is that? Milk! Everyone's freaking out. They think somebody's gonna get hit by this runaway car. Then, this sixth grader, he decides to take matter into his own hands, and he begins sprinting towards the car. The second he gets alongside it, he grabs onto the window and he throws himself in there. And he slams on the brakes and the car just stops right in front of somebody's house. It's silent, and then all of a sudden, an applause erupts. The mom comes down. Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much. What can I do for you? The kid wasn't expecting her to offer that, so he tried his luck. $100? Oh, yes, here. Hey, what a legend. So this girl, Amy, she's 15, straight up running a business at her school. Like it's a full-on operation. She buys the snacks and drinks in bulk. She breaks them up and sells them individually at a markup. Classic black market school economy. She's been doing this for 2 years now, and she's not out here just hoarding the cash that she makes. She's buying stuff. She's using her profits to buy clothes, shoes, whatever she wants. She doesn't ask her parents for money, she earns it. And her mom, well, her mom is like, I mean, yeah, why would I stop her? You know, she's not selling anything illegal, her grades are fine, and I haven't had to buy her anything in months. I'm really proud of her. But the school? Oh no. They catch her and a few other snack dealers and boom, week of detentions. And they warn her, one more time and you're suspended. Please, okay. Now the dad's losing his mind. No, honey, this is serious, okay? She's risking her education. She needs to be grounded. And the mom's like, grounded for what? Capitalism? Like for real, what are we doing here, you guys, you know? She's not disrupting class, she's not failing. In fact, she's doing better than she has before. She's not pushing anything shady. She's just really good at business. The mom says this, the school's obviously making something out of nothing. It's not like she's slinging crank behind the vending machines. And honestly, I get it. I understand like rules are rules, but let's be real here. Half these schools don't teach the kids anything useful anyways. Good for her, for respecting her own hustle. And if that was my school, I'd be asking for her supply chain. Big ups to Amy. This kid shows up to second period and says, hey, what's up guys? There was a deer stalking me in the parking lot. Oh, what? Yeah, I was walking into the building and I look over and this deer is just looking at me from behind a tree. I walk a little farther and there he is at a different tree, still staring at me. So of course, everybody starts making fun of this kid. They're calling him Deer Boy this entire class and he's like, guys, this is so dumb. I saw a deer. Whatever. Third period starts and all of a sudden, throughout the entire hall, you hear a giant crash. Guess what it was? A deer literally jumped through one of the classroom windows. Not like near the window, like through it. What was that? What happened? A freaking deer jumped through the classroom window. It's still in the room. Oh my God, he's coming for me. It was an absolutely absurd moment. Nobody knows what to do because this deer's kind of freaking out in this classroom. They don't know what to do with it. Well, this one teacher shows up, Mr. Redding. And apparently, Mr. Redding has had a lot of experience with deer. He somehow went in there, calmed it down, and walked it out of the school. How'd you do that, Mr. Redding? Well, I had a pet deer once, and he was my best friend. And after that, everybody stopped calling this kid Deer Boy because obviously there was a deer near the school and it jumped through the window. I wonder if it was coming for him. That's kind of freaky. This is crazy. At this one school, there were these trees all around the playground, and these trees had some sort of acorns on them. Well, these acorns would fall, and one day a kid picked one up. Let's collect as many acorns as we can. Yes, I've got 20 in my backpack already. And it kind of became this like trend. Kids would see how many acorns they could collect, and they would kind of share and show each other at lunch. Well, teachers didn't think much of it until worms started showing up in the cafeteria, under books, notebooks, coming out of desks. Turns out the acorns were filled with like larvae or something, and they hatched and worms were crawling out of these acorns. It was pretty freaky and the situation was kind of out of control, to be honest. The school had to ban acorns. They sent emails and they told all the students, if you see an acorn, do not pick it up, there's worms inside. It took a while for the custodians to clean the entire school and to get rid of all the worms. And they moved recess from the playground to the parking lot because there were no trees in the parking lot. That is crazy. B-? That's just a B in a tuxedo. Oh, what? So this kid turns in an essay. He gets it back a few days later. A-. Solid, clean grade. He's feeling good until he gets in the car and shows his mom. Why is it not an A+? I don't know, it's still an A. An A- is just a fancy B. You're rewriting it. So that night, he rewrites the entire thing. Adds more quotes, changes the intro, tightens everything up. Next day, he turns it in again. The teacher's confused, but she said she'll take a look at it. 2 days later, the same result. Still an A-. He shows his mom. You are doing it again. You're joking, right? Not until you get 100. Fix your tone, fix your grammar, and fix your mindset. He rewrites it again, turns it in. This is the third version. And the teacher pulls him aside. Hey, why do you keep resubmitting this? Your paper was excellent. I know, I'm just trying to survive, ma'am. She gives him the exact same grade, A- again. He turns it into his mom. She just sighs and says, I give up. You must have done something wrong. And that's the day he learned. Sometimes it's not about the grade. It's about your mom's permanent disappointment. Poor kid. Every day this kid would come home with bruises and cuts, and his mom would always ask, Oh my God, sweetie, what happened to you? Oh, just football, Mom. It's rough. But here's the truth. It wasn't from football. After school, there was this fight club that was in somebody's garage who lived near the school. It wasn't just like 1 or 2 kids. It was like 30 of them. They would gather at this guy's garage, they would circle up, and they would throw down. And here's the thing. The guy that hosted this, his parents worked late, so they were never home after school. All right, gather in, gather in. Round 1. Martouche and Kenny. You ready? Let's rock, Salmon Man. And they weren't going easy on each other either. It was insane. There was split lips, busted teeth, and what's the rule of Fight Club? You know it. Nobody talked about it outside of this circle. So every night, this kid would walk back in his house, beat up, bloody, and he would say the same thing. Football practice, Mom. It was rough, but it was never football. That's insane. This is kind of sad. There's this freshman kid at a new school. He's smart, he's quiet, but he's convinced that the only way people will like him is if he gives them something. So he gives everything. Answers for worksheets, extra help on projects. He does other people's homework to make it easier on them. People thank him in the moment and they're grateful, but that's about it. Nobody actually wants to hang out with him. One day after school, he's venting to his mom. People only talk to me when I give them something and then they never want to hang out with me. He's saying stuff like how he thought he had friends, but it turns out he actually has none. She listens and then blurts out words without even thinking. Well, maybe they don't hang out with you because you're basically a doormat. A doormat. He goes quiet and nods, and he goes to his room and he cries himself to sleep. That's sad, dude. You paid $10 for a cough? I paid $10 to pass biology. This kid had bad allergies, like the kind where he's always coughing, clearing his throat, sniffling all year round. And one day he gets an idea. He walks into class and he tells a few friends, if you gotta cheat during a quiz, I got you. He started using his allergies as an excuse to cough during class to provide distractions for students so they can cheat. $3 for a light distraction, $5 for a solid cough combo, $10 for a full-on coughing fit. That's major cover. Before quizzes, students would come up to him. Hey, I'm gonna need major cover. Do it around 12:30. I got you. Oh my God, are you okay? Oh yeah. Sorry, just my allergies. I must have inhaled some dust. The best part is nobody suspected him because, you know, he had allergies. He even had a doctor's note. It literally said, may cough frequently due to allergies. It ran perfectly. Timing, prices, execution, until some idiot tried to copy this idea from him. Coughs started overlapping. The teacher caught on and shut the whole thing down. Detentions were passed out, suspensions were passed out. It was over. But for a solid week, that kid ran a coughing empire. And every test was an opportunity to make absolute bank. You gotta respect the hustle.